Hello. Have you ever seen the film or read the book Wild? The film stars Reese Witherspoon, and both the book and the film are about a young woman's desire and eventual achievement at walking the Appalachian Trail. Now, the Appalachian Trail is a grueling walk of 2,200 miles between Georgia in the US and Maine in the US. It's particularly difficult for the final 100 miles, which is through the 100-mile wilderness. And if you get lost there or you get into a problem, you're probably not going to get out. Only a few thousand people have completed the Appalachian Trail, so it's a real achievement to be able to do that. But alongside the Appalachian Trail, or part of it, about 460 miles of it, runs the Blue Ridge Parkway. And I've been travelling the Blue Ridge Parkway this week, and I'm now in the peace and tranquility of the George Washington National Forest at the top end of the parkway. I have about 5 miles left to complete. Now, I'd done some research on the Blue Ridge Parkway, but I didn't realise just how peaceful it is. If you imagine a road that might run, because the parkway runs between two national parks, the Shenandoah in the north and the Great Smoky Mountains in the south. So if you imagine in UK terms a road running between Bodmin Moor in Cornwall and the Lake District in Cumberland and a little bit further, where on that road you never have to give way, you never have to stop at traffic lights, you don't have pedestrians because there are no pavements, there are no petrol stations, there are no shops, there are no advertising billboards. The whole route is just through a forest on a 2-lane carriageway where you can stop at will. And as it suggests, it's a ridgeway, so it goes along the tops of the mountain. So every now and then, every couple of miles or so, there are lookovers or lookouts where you can pull over and you can see the scenery, you can see the beauty either side of the road. And every 5-10 miles there are walks, so you can take hikes to waterfalls, to see animals. Some of the sorts of pictures you can see here to my right or left, depending on where you sat. So the Blue Ridge Parkway also doesn't have any commercial vehicles. It has manicured verges. So it's a very relaxing route to take. So it got me thinking about mindfulness and how this links with mindfulness. And we don't have time or necessarily the inclination to walk the Appalachian Trail. Few more of us have time to do the Blue Ridge Parkway, but even just doing a section of the Blue Ridge Parkway, when do you do that in your own life? When do you find that time to actually take some time out just for you to get above the noise? Because so you don't have to give way, in other words, dealing with people's questions. You don't have to stop at traffic lights when people tell you can't do things. You don't have to cope with the noise of lorries all the time. You can just go at your own pace, stop when you want, take in things of beauty and do what you really want to do and recharge your batteries. So, what I would encourage you to do is think about your own Blue Ridge Parkway. Where is it that you can find that is like that in your life? It might be the gym. It might be a coffee shop. It might be a special room at home. It might be with friends at a certain place. Or it might be that you don't actually have your own Blue Ridge Parkway and you spend a lot or almost all of your time either working, looking after others, helping people. And what the evidence shows us is that people who don't find any Blue Ridge Parkway time are less effective when it comes to working, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to dealing with issues. So 3 things I would ask you to think about. Firstly, where is your Blue Ridge Parkway? And if you don't have one, then find one, because you owe it to yourself. Secondly, plan in a time to go there, or to do it, or whatever it might be, and make sure you achieve that. And thirdly, once you have done, reward yourself. It's important that you reward yourself for doing that, because then it may well become habit, and you need it to become habit to look after you, because we all need our Blue Ridge Parkways.